अब आइए मिलकर स्वागत करते हैं हमारे आज के फोटोग्राफी कंपटीशन के निर्णायक दल के एक प्रमुख सदस्य, एस्टीम्ड मेंबर ऑफ जूरी श्री दीपांकर मजूमदार जी से, जो आर्किटेक्ट एवं एनवायरनमेंट प्लानर हैं। I request Shri Sanjay ji to please present bouquet to sir as a welcome.
धन्यवाद। इसी के साथ मैं स्वागत करना चाहूँगी श्री आरपी सिंह जी का।
He is not here with us, but he is expected to join us soon. Shri R.P. Singh ji are our senior most member and served as Chief Town Planner in Town and Country Planning Department, Haryana. So once he comes, we'll welcome him again with a huge round of applause.
थैंक यू। इसी के साथ हमारे देश की सुंदर परंपरा को कायम रखते हुए मैं प्रथम पंक्ति में बैठे हमारे माननीय अतिथिगणों से निवेदन करूंगी कि आप सभी दीप प्रज्वलन द्वारा हमारे आज के प्रोग्राम का शुभारंभ करें।
I also invite all of you and I request distinguished post bearers of ITPI-HRC to please escort our guests for the lamp lighting. Please ma'am, please sir, please join us for the lamp lighting. And there is a disclaimer, I have a sore throat, so you have to make it more interactive. आप तालियां बजाते रहिए ताकि मुझे कम बोलना पड़े।
चलना है हमें अंधकार से प्रकाश की ओर, अज्ञान से ज्ञान की ओर, पृथ्वी से आकाश की ओर और प्राणी से परमात्मा की ओर। दीप प्रज्वलन।
प्रभृति देवै सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेष जाड्यापहा। शुक्लां ब्रह्म विचार सार परमा आद्यां जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणा पुस्तकधारिणीम् अभयदा जाड्यान्धकारापहा। हस्ते स्फाटिकमालिकां विदधतीं
You are requested to please take your seats.
पद्मासने संस्थितां
So we have
वन्दे।
the blessings of the divine. Now without any further delay, I would like to invite Shri Sanjay Kumar, Chairman ITPI-HRC, to please come on the dais and submit his welcome address on behalf of ITPI-HRC and formally declare this event open. Please, sir.
Can we please have a round of applause for him?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm simply overwhelmed with all your presence. Thank you so much. Good morning, distinguished guests, respected jury member, fellow professionals, my seniors, my juniors, my colleagues, and participants of the photography competition coming from all across the country. Indeed, it is indeed an honor and privilege to welcome you all to the prize distribution ceremony of the national level photography competition City Planning Through Your Lens, organized by Haryana Regional Chapter of Institute of Town Planners, India, on the occasion of Haryana Day, that is 1st November 2025. The Institute of Town Planners, India, headquartered in New Delhi, is the premier professional body of town planners in our country. Established in 1951, ITPI has been at the forefront of advancing the science and art of town and country planning, promoting sustainable development and building professional excellence through its regional chapters, research initiatives and policy engagements across India. The Haryana Regional Chapter, one of the most active chapters of ITPI, has consistently worked to promote the values of good governance, planned urban growth, community participation. Through seminars, technical sessions, separate initiatives and creative competitions like this one, our chapter strives to connect professional practice with public awareness. Today's event, City Planning Through Your Lens, is part of our celebration of the 60th Haryana Day, a truly proud moment for all of us. Thank you. Since its formation in 1966, Haryana has made tremendous strides in urbanization, industrial growth and infrastructural innovation. With around 50% of its population now living in urban areas, the state is among India's most rapidly urbanizing regions. Cities like Gurgaon, Faridabad, Panchkula and Sonipat reflect the evolving story of modern Indian urbanism, where tradition meets transformation. Here I would like to add something interesting. There is one little question to all of you about Haryana. How many of you know the second language that was declared in 1966? Haryana. What was it? Very good. But I'm sure this must be an information to a number of participants here that Tamil was the second language at the time when this Haryana was formed. So I'll go ahead with this. This photography competition was conceptualized to celebrate the creative vision of not only planners, architects, photographers, but also of the common man, to look at the cities not as spaces but as experiences. The themes: urban planning and human life, people and mobility, nature and wildlife in urban areas, built heritage and urban morphology, encouraged participants to capture how people and spaces interact in urban environment. The response was overwhelming, simply overwhelming, with entries coming from across the country. We received more than 1,000 entries for this photography competition. And maximum entries coming from Delhi, 71 entries, Chandigarh से बहुत entries आई मैम. Then followed by Ahmedabad and Kolkata. And few from abroad as well. Somehow we could not consider them because this was only a national competition, but it was a very good encouraging thing for us. Each photograph told a story of movement, identity, aspiration and resilience. It has been truly inspiring to see how every frame reflects the essence of planning, balance between order and life. I sincerely thank our distinguished jury members, Dr. Govind Sagar Bhardwaj, IFSG, Ma'am Happy Mukherjee ji, and Shri Dipankar Majumdar ji, for lending their time and expertise to this initiative. My heartfelt appreciation also goes to the organizing team of ITPI-HRC, consisting of PP Singh sir, Anand Sachdeva and Maya Dang, whose passion and teamwork made this event a national success. To the winners and all participants, congratulations. Your work demonstrates how the art of photography and the science of town planning can together tell powerful stories about our built environment. As planners, we are reminded that our ultimate goal is not just to design efficient cities, but to create places that inspire, include and sustain life. let us continue to view our cities through our collective lens and keep planning them with vision, creativity, and compassion. Thank you once again. Thank you all once again for being here and for making this event a celebration of art and urban imagination. Thank you to the whole team of officers from TCP, ULB, HSIDC, HSVP, and all other supporters for extending support for organizing this event. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Your words were a true reflection of a leader, sir. We thank you again. May I now request the project associates of ITPI-HRC to give us a brief insight to the projects being undertaken in the HRC research cell. We have urban planners as project associates in the research cell from various prestigious colleges of our country. We welcome on stage Vidushi, Diksha, Maya, and Sukhjeet.
Let's welcome them.
Thank you so much, Anshul ma'am. Thank you, Sanjay sir, for such enlightening words. Indeed, I did not know, sir, Tamil was the second language. This was an information I got to know today. So thank you so much for that. And it's indeed interesting to know that Tamil could be a second language to a state like Haryana, top north in the country. Moving forward with our presentations, we are 4 project associates with 5 ongoing research projects in ITPI-HRC as of now. The first one is the Joint Research Study and Capacity Building Program that we are hosting with ITPI-HRC and GIZ. GIZ is an organization who's been working in India for the past 6 decades, and they work primarily on sustainable urban and industrial development, climate change mitigation, and social protection. And they majorly work on transportation-based projects in our country. The joint research project that we are currently undertaking, we hope to publish it by 2026 in March. And the second ongoing project that we have is the capacity building program that we hope to have on 27th and 28th of November, for which I invite all of you to be a part of that capacity building program. The title of our joint research study is Ranking Indian Cities Based on Accessibility Scoring Index for Persons with Disabilities. Ranking Indian cities based, so the aim of our study is to identify parameters of accessibility in India, and then perhaps rank all the Indian cities based on those identified parameters. The objectives would include identifying those accessibility parameters in Indian context, compile the data from various government sources, advocacy groups, and surveys, and calculate standardized accessibility scores for various cities in India. This would act as a benchmarking tool for various cities to identify their strengths and weaknesses. This would be limited. The scope would be limited to on the basis of geography, on the basis of the size of the city, on the basis of the population of the cities. The limitations would also the limitations of our study would be that we have limited data for smaller cities. So these cities might not have a lot of data based on accessibility. So the city coverage becomes limited. Certain factors such as social attitude are difficult to quantify. And there would be a lot of dependence on secondary data sources. And thus there would be subjectivity in weightage assessment when we identify those parameters. The way that we're trying to move forward, the methodology that we're trying to adopt in our study is to define the scope objectives, collect and validate the data sources, then select measurable indicators, assign and normalize those weightages, and then finally have a scoring for various Indian cities. The expected outcome is to have a city-wise ranking, the insights on strengths and weaknesses on each city, and we can also have actionable policy recommendations based on the strengths and weaknesses that the city provides. It would be a benchmarking tool replicable for various cities across India. So the major 3 primary dimensions that we're focusing on is mobility, infrastructure, and inclusivity. Mobility includes public transportation, road network density, traffic congestion levels, and availability of footpaths. Infrastructure such as metro, the availability of metro, what is the road quality, what is the accessibility to public buildings, to public spaces, and building accessibility features. Inclusivity, is there enough safety CCTV coverage for women to be included? affordability of public services, and accessibility for people with disabilities. Finally, ranking Indian cities. So to identify those parameters, we identified availability of public transportation, pedestrian infrastructure, public facilities, traffic management, and disabilities. So we identified 4 cities, 2 cities of which would be done by ITPI-HRC and 2 which would be taken up by GIZ. So ITPI-HRC is focusing on Chandigarh and Gurgaon as our cities. And the idea is to collect data on these cities, collect government reports, perform surveys online, and talk to advocacy groups for people with disabilities. Finally, for Chandigarh, what we've done is, after identifying those parameters, we've gone through various comprehensive mobility plans for Chandigarh as well as Gurgaon. We've also reviewed CMP for the Tri-City area, which was published in 2023, for 2052 for Chandigarh. And we've done some secondary data research as well for Chandigarh. And we've gone through the CMP for Gurgaon 2019. So for Chandigarh, we were able to understand what is the business as usual scenario for 2022 and then for base year 2052. Similarly, what is the modal split, what is the trip length, what is the modal share, what is, how much is Chandigarh spending on NMTs, how much is Chandigarh spending on public transportation, and based on that, what is the public transportation available in the city. So it talks about what is the total road network, what is the cycle track length, how much is the cycle track length, how much footpath is unobstructedly available in the city, and what is the budget that has been allocated to the city. Based on that, we had identified various scoring checklists. The points that we have allotted to each of them is subjected, might change, is subjected to change, since it's going to be based on expert review that we're going to do in future. Based on that, we have 5 scoring checklists, including public transportation, pedestrian infrastructure, disabled-friendly modes and last-mile connectivity, and disabled-friendly support services. Moving forward to now assigning weightages to these parameters, which are subjected to change, we would assign those values and then normalize these values. So for accessible public transportation, this is the tentative weightage that we have assigned for now based on our internal discussions. Similarly, the city-wise scoring would happen when each city would be scored and ranked, and an overall score would be calculated for each cities. Moving forward to our capacity building workshop on 27th and 28th of November, the objective is to strengthen the capacity and knowledge of on sustainable mobility and accessibility. And the workshop agenda is for 2 days. There are 5 main themes spread across 2 days. So it talks about walkable cities, universal accessibility in urban areas, public transportation systems, and gender mainstreaming in urban mobility, urban living lab, co-creating sustainable city solutions, methodology and concept. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your attendance. Moving forward, I would like to give this presentation to Diksha, who would be taking this forward. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Diksha Das, and I'll be presenting my project on heritage-centered development. HRC, looking at the background, HRC recent signed an MOU with Sushant School of Architecture, which is located in Gurugram. So under this MOU with HRC, it will provide expertise and research capabilities and will help us in capacity building for the current project. So our MOU was signed on 31st July with an objective of urban development and capacity building. The nature is, it's not legally binding, it is non-financial, and it focuses on collaboration. Starting with the research project, we aim to develop a comprehensive framework for Narnaul. So our aim is integrating Narnaul's heritage with tourism and urban planning. The objectives included in our research will first document and look at what are the current archaeological monuments and cultural assets on site. We'll propose special zoning regulations and prepare a development plan along with taking Sushant School into consideration to identify opportunities for heritage-based tourism, and we should safeguard monument and cultural assets while promoting the heritage tourism. The scope of the project will be mapping of the monuments, land use assessment, engaging with state and central archaeological departments, and studying current bylaws, and identifying the scope of tourism circuits that are present on the site. We have started with data collection. We'll be going through GIS mapping, Stakeholder consultations are taking place throughout the research project. We'll be reviewing the regulations and strategy formulation at the end. The outcomes we are expecting for this at the end of the study are a comprehensive documentation of Narnol's heritage and planning context and proposal of the special zoning regulations along with the development plan. Starting with introduction, Narnol is located in Mahendragarh district, Haryana, with it has a historical significance. It has layers of history throughout, and it still consists medieval monuments, stepwells, temples. So the study aims for integrating heritage and tourism. This is state protected monuments of Haryana, in which we are specially focusing on Mahendragarh. Total monuments contains 24, among which 16 are in Narnol and 13 are centrally protected among them. This is a district tourist circuit, in which the red ones are the state protected monuments and blue ones are the centrally protected monuments. These three are the centrally protected monuments of Narnol. So we had a discussion with State Archaeological Department with Deputy Director Mrs. Banani Bhattacharya. We had a detailed discussion and we finalized the roadmap and outcomes. Though Narnol was identified as a keynote, we also explored the opportunity that how can we have the adaptive reuse of the existing Havelis, how the nearby attractions like Doshi Hills can be integrated in the tourism circuits, can public communities and how universal accessibility can be provided at the site, and exploring the public-private partnership collaborations for the effective implementation. On 9th October, site visit was conducted. The HRC team, Sushant School of Architecture, State Archaeological Department, and TCP Department Narnol was there at the site. We had the stakeholder consultation at the mini secretariat, in which the TCP department gave us insights about the draft development plan 2041 of Narnol. So they highlighted emphasis on the regional connectivity, like how NH 148 directly connects with NH 48 and Narnol becomes the key node as it passes through this. Also, they propose an integrated multimodal logistic hub over 1,000 acres, and 10 monuments have been mapped in development plan. Also, the State Archaeological Department gave us the inputs on the ongoing conservation work, in which conservation works are funded under the SASKI scheme and Haryana government grants. Also, the structure grading of the monuments is under the state policy. So this is the current situation where the conservation work is almost completed at the Chor Gumbad and the ongoing conservation work at Birbal Ka Chatta. So the preliminary suggestions of that meeting was that we should incorporate all the monuments that are present in Narnol in the draft development plan. Also, there is the need of the detailed documentation and geo-mapping of the monuments. So Archaeological Department wanted us to prepare a tourism plan for Mahendragarh district, possibly integrating a local area plan. So to start, now with all this, we get the glimpse that Narnol has a huge potential of tourism and heritage. So how can we use its current potential to maximize it? So we started with a background study where we looked at is there a case study we can take into consideration and learn from that. So we studied Statue of Unity Act 2019, in which the Gujarat government specially made this act for a planned development and governance regulation, especially that regulated the tourism and promoted the tourism of that specific place. So these were the key provisions where when they declared the tourism developed area, it actually gave them the official legal status to the special zone. Also, the land acquisition becomes easy and it facilitates faster implementation. Similarly, so we thought that do we really need it for Haryana exactly the same structure, or we can modify it? So we came to know that Haryana already has a state heritage law and a network of protected sites. What we can invent or we can add to it is that we need a dedicated institutional funding. We need integrated master planning, which we are proposing to introduce it. We need tourism circuits and a streamlined approval system for that. So to move ahead with the research and to map. So we have listed down the actions that we are further going to proceed with is the geo mapping, area appreciation, then a review of the policies, like Rajasthan has a conversion policy, regional connectivity will address it, and a supportive policy tourism promotion for Mahendragarh. Similarly, we'll prepare urban design guidelines and public infrastructure guidelines for the same. So the tentative timeline is we'll be finalizing our reports and publish it before 31st December 2025. Thank you everybody for your time. I would now like to call upon Sukhjeet to present her report.
Thank you so much, Diksha, for the wonderful knowledge on heritage in Haryana. So moving next toward our next project, it is on low carbon building sector. Under this project, we have first gone through GBPN, which is Global Building Performance Network, an non-profit organization which have already worked in India with Gujarat on Eco Niwas Samhita digital platform. Working with them, we have understood about ENS, then we have initiated a triple MOU with Triple GI, which is Global Green Growth Institute, an international organization having their headquarters in Seoul, Korea. And it was established in 2012. It came into India in 2018, and they have collaborated with central and state governments for different projects. They have also established a project ALCBT, which is Asia Low Carbon Building Transition, a 5-year initiative project, and been taken into 3 major states of India, Haryana, Kerala, and Uttar Pradesh. Under this project, we have signed an MOU on cooperation for implementation of low carbon in building sector in Haryana. Since the MOU was signed on 30th October 2025, it aims to collaborate on different areas for low carbon building sector under ALCBT project and energy conservation and sustainability building codes. In the meantime, we have reviewed some guidelines. The first one was on healthy and climate resilient affordable housing guideline. These are the basic indicators on which the guideline works, that are physical health, social health, psychological health, and resilient against climate change. Under physical health, they have covered several parameters like thermal comfort, visual, and protection from disease. They have given certain recommendations in each sector of physical, social, psychological, and resilience to climate change, under which they have given how we can encourage green areas, how renewable energy can be used in building sector. And also they have provided guidelines for retrofitting under the same 4 parameters, in which they have also given recommendations related to reflective roofs, wall insulation, shading devices. Under physical health. Under social health, they proposed for a space, open spaces per person, and in psychological health, they have given green open spaces and permeable areas. And resilient against climate, again, rainwater harvesting and renewable energies were the main concepts. The takeaways from this guideline was regulatory framework and building codes should include some of the measures which was given as a recommendation in the guidelines. Since similar takeaways were expected from one of our joint study with CSE, then we further move to our review on Eco Niwas Samhita. So what is ENS? Sorry for the slide. With Ministry of Power and BEE has established a code ECBC in 2017. It was again updated in 2024 as ECSBC, which was Energy Conservation Sustainable Building Codes. Then ECSBC, when concise to building of residential parameter, then it is known as ENS. So ENS has 3 compliance: ENS compliant, ENS plus, and super ENS. Under ENS compliance, some mandatory requirements are to be followed, and ENS plus and super ENS are given after incremental points. Summary of major points which was taken care are here, and sustainable site management further consists of site preservation, landscaping, universal accessibility and mitigation of urban heat island. Energy conservation and management further consist of these four parts, in which building envelope, building energy and renewable energy was the main. Water conservation and management further consist of four parts. Waste management, in which construction waste and post-construction waste, it was the two parts in which it was divided. Reuse and recycle of construction waste up to 50% is mandatory, and in post-construction waste, different segregation of the waste is recommended. In indoor air quality, further 8 parts it was given in, and this was the review. To further understand ECSBC, ITPI-HRC has a workshop with Haryana. Moving forward to the project, the basic guideline reviews have been completed and signing of MOU is done. Now it is time for a detailed roadmap for the further going on this project. So thank you so much being with us and giving me this opportunity. I would like to call Maya Durga Prasad Dang to continue this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sukhjit, and thanks everybody for your patience that you've been having and listening our presentations. I'll start. So we all have to follow a building code when we have to implement our buildings, right? So we all know that climate has been affecting us a lot, although we are ignorant to it. So we have decided to add a climate resilience chapter in the Haryana Building Code. So what do you mean by climate resilience? Is there a volunteer who can give me a cheer and let me know what climate resilience is? Please. Okay. So what resilience means is the ability to bounce back from any kind of damage that has been done. And climate resilience means how well people and ecosystems and buildings are prepared to come back from all kind of damages that we go through. Prepare, withstand, adapt, recover, and how sustainable it is for us to have a long-lasting effect on ourselves. So what CSE is? CSE is actually a policy research organization which has worked a lot in the environment sector, and it has been done by Anil Agarwal, who's not alive anymore, but his impacts has been running down through this organization. So this is a non-binding, a non-financial MOU for 2 years. That means we are only exchanging knowledge and doing it for the betterment of the cities. So the aim is to integrate climate resilience measures in the Haryana Building Code. And the objectives are to, so first we are going to analyze the Haryana Building Code and see what kind of measures we already have. Then figure out a phased implementation strategy after going through a lot of building codes and strategies that have been implemented in the country, and then figure out what are the priority measures and how we can implement them in a phased manner. So we have divided into 3 phases. Right now we are working on the second phase, and the expected outcomes are to improve the Haryana's climate sector by focusing on microclimatic, subclimatic and agroclimatic zones and dividing it accordingly. So right now we are preparing the draft chapter and the specifications that we're going to add in the Haryana Building Code. So I went on a residential training by CSE, and I got to know a lot of things about climate resilient cities like heat gain, heat mapping, heat management procedures, renewable energy in urban settings, and etc. So there was a lot of documents that we went through for the background study, and then we have made a comprehensive understanding of site level measures, sustainable technologies, and building level measures. So we will be focusing on a building envelope sector right now. So first we figure out what are the gaps in the building code. So there are limited provisions. That means we only have rainwater harvesting, rooftop solar, conservation of building codes. They just mentioned that we have to follow ECBC, but there is no particular procedure that we can go through and then see if the certification that we're providing by IGBC, Griha are actually implemented in the buildings or not. We just get a certificate and that gets done. only suggestive sustainable materials are mentioned. There is nothing mandatory that we should follow. Can you name at least one renewable material or one recycled material that has been implemented on every building? Any one material? No, right? Because there is nothing mandatory. And when you give a voluntary chance, it's very easy to not imply it. And there are only 10 districts. We need to update it to the whole state. And ECBC has been turned into ECSBC and ENS, as Sukhjeet has already educated you about it. And so we are planning to add building envelope optimization, building construction, and site preservation measures. So anybody here knows what a cool roof is? Anybody who knows what a cool roof is? Okay. So cool roof means that we are planning to keep our indoors cool by adding just the simplest measures of either coating the roof with high reflective materials, or adding an insulation membrane, or having tiles which are of high albedo, which means they reflect the most heat. So these are the simplest and cheapest ways where we can reduce our atmosphere by 1 to 3 degrees. Like, we can save up our energy consumption if we happen to add cool roofs to our buildings. So what we can do is make it mandatory for government, non-residential and commercial buildings, for residential above a specific plot area, and then for government housing schemes or affordable housing, so that they do not spend more on energy consumption. What optional measures can be, either green roof or traditional roof can be an optional thing, or for all buildings. And this is the bifurcation of Haryana state. There are 3 different climatic zones we're going to work on. And the next steps are that we're going to get more into detail of every particular specification of climatic feature, and then divide it according to the use, size, and geography. Thank you so much for your time. And now I'll invite Vidushi again so that you can tell them more about the next project that we're doing.
So the next project, I'll be keeping it very, very brief. Thank you so much, Maya. The next project is that we have entered into a tripartite agreement with PMDA, ITPI-HRC, and Genesis. Genesis being the company who's also done digital twins in Varanasi and are also doing a digital twin in Bombay and Pune. So they extensively work on LiDAR, they extensively work on 3D twins. The idea for Panchkula is to create a digital twin POC for sectors 1, 2, 5, 6, and 7. So for 1, 2, 5, 6, and 7, because they are the core of the city, they are the industrial core of the city, they're the administrative core of the city, and they're the commercial core of the city. The idea is to create a digital twin of these sectors. This is the identified area of interest for the digital twin. Going forward, so we have physical data sets for data collection that we have already provided to Genesis. The LiDAR survey just got completed day before yesterday, and now the LiDAR data survey collection has been completed by Genesis in Panchkula, along with the help from PMDA and ITPI-HRC. The drone survey is in progress, and the GPR survey is still in progress, which would be conducted in near future, so that the data collection is completed for the digital twin. Applications of 3D twins, so there are immense applications of 3D twin which would help us in urban planning, which would help us in identifying certain areas of which are the certain areas of development, how these can be developed, these can be developed, how the mobility and infrastructure management can be done, what are the services which are there in the city, how these can be improved and implemented. So how does it help the smart cities, how does it help transport infrastructure, how does it help with IoT sensors, the pipelines which are going in and across the city, and what is the emergency response that can be done and that can be modeled on the digital twin. So the applications of 3D twin are endless, and we're hoping to have that piloted in Panchkula so that that can be replicable in the city and then in the state maybe as well. So this is what an application of a 3D twin would look like, how would the new buildings which would come up would look like in 3D, and which could be easily visualized, how the analytical models can help us in development and growth, how the platform can help us in identifying certain areas of land use, how when we integrate the existing digital twin with land use, we understand how the building typologies and the land use integrate within a city and how are they functioning, and also the HRC and also the emergency response. So this is a very snapshot of how they had identified one area of where they could come and start their survey with. This is the card that they use. So this is a lidar sensor on a car which was roaming around in the city. I hope you've had a chance to see it. If not, this is what it looked like, and they have captured probably most of you as well, because I hope it has captured me twice at least. This is how they were explaining it to us, and this is what it looks like. So from that device that they're capturing, they get camera views which are then overlaid over the point source data cloud that they create through LiDAR. And this, when the data gets integrated with the drone imagery and the GPR survey, we get a 3D twin of the city, which is in progress, which is a very interesting project that we're hoping would come out very, very soon. So we started in October, on 10th October, and we are at the data collection stage. So the mobilization and permissions for the surveys were done. The drone is still pending, so that is the reason that we're hoping to get it as soon as possible. So 30th October, we completed with the LiDAR survey, and the drone and GPR survey are upcoming in future. The data processing would be completed, and we're hoping to get it done by 15 December this year. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. And now I would like to hand it over to Ms. Aanchal so that she can carry it forward. Thank you so much.
We once again thank you all for your outstanding endeavors in the field of urban planning. May we please have a round of applause for them again. I would now like to request Shri Sanjay Kumar ji, Chairman ITPI-HRC, and Shri Sunil Verma ji, Secretary ITPI-HRC, to please join us on stage as we now welcome our chief guest.
We can have a big round of applause for this. Though our chief guest today, Dr. Sangeeta Baggaji, does not need any introduction, especially when we are sitting in Tri-City. However, I am delighted to introduce our chief guest, Dr. Sangeeta Bagga, who has warmly accepted our invitation to join us today. She is the first women principal of Chandigarh College of Architecture, a distinguished urban designer, academic and heritage expert. She holds a PhD degree from Punjab University. She has contributed extensively to modernist heritage conservation. Her pioneering work with UNESCO and the Getty Foundation celebrates India's modernist legacy while inspiring new generations through her leadership in architecture and design education. So we have a chief guest who has not one but unlimited feathers in her cap. So let's give a big round of applause for our chief guest.
We welcome her by presenting a shawl and a memento. Thank you, ma'am. Next, we welcome on stage architect Deepak Majumdar ji, a seasoned architect and environment planner based in New Delhi, with over more than 3 decades of professional experience. Beyond architecture, he is a passionate architectural and wildlife photographer whose evocative work celebrates nature, wildlife, and built environment. जोरदार तालियों के साथ हम आपका स्वागत करते हैं.
So, now let us all welcome Shri Pradeep Kapoorji, who has also just joined us for the event, President ITPI, Institute of Town Planners, India.
We welcome you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now at a very special moment of today's event, the official release of the HRC newsletter. This newsletter captures the latest initiatives and achievements of ITPI-HRC, reflecting our commitment to technology-driven research and urban development. May I now request our esteemed guest on the stage and Chairman and Secretary ITPI-HRC to kindly release our newsletter. Let's give them a warm round of applause as they mark this special moment.
तालियां नहीं रुकनी चाहिए, तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट चलती रहे. Thank you to all the guests. I request you again to please be seated on the stage. Okay, so now we come to the highlight of the today's event, the photography competition, city planning through your lens. This was a nationwide free-to-enter competition as already told by Chairman ITPI-HRC in his welcome address. It invited photographs under 5 categories, including urban planning and human life, people and mobility, nature and wildlife in urban areas, urban morphology, built heritage in urban context across 3 mediums, that is camera, drone and mobile phone, with cash prizes of up to rupees 1 lakh. So, first of all, let us thank the hardworking team which has undertaken this great competition, which has spanned of approximately for last 1 month or 2 months. So let's give them a big round of applause before we start the main highlight of the event.
Before we begin, Yajan, I would also like to inform you that we are thrilled to share that we have received over more than 1,000 remarkable entries from across 25 states and 6 union territories across India. We also had active student participation with only 400 entries alone from student category, each very carefully evaluated by our expert jury members. Apart from Shri Deepak Majumdar
Dipankar
ji,
Majumdar ji,
our expert jury also comprised of Dr. Gobind Sagar Bhardwaj, IFS Government of India, Director Wildlife Institute of India, a reputed officer of the Indian Forest Services and one of India's most respected voices in wildlife conservation. He is a passionate nature lover, researcher, and award-winning wildlife photographer. He has also authored inspiring books like Tracking Tigers in Ranthambore and Desert National Park, a jewel in the vibrant Thar.
our next esteemed jury member is Miss Happy Mukherjee, who is a professional travel, people and documentary photographer and mentor. She is an internationally acclaimed travel and documentary photographer and the first Indian to win the prestigious ISA Maestro Photography competition. With over 500 national and international awards, her work has been featured in National Geographic Traveler India, Outlook Traveler, and as well the Times UK.
We would like to take a moment to acknowledge that unfortunately Dr. Gobind Sagar Bharadwaj ji and Ms. Happy Mukherjee could not join us for this event in person today, but their support and guidance, however, have been invaluable to this competition.
And we are deeply honored to have such an exceptional jury, and let us thank them with our great round of applause. So now, without any further delay, let's dive into a visual journey of innovation, culture, and creativity. Let's celebrate the artistry behind every frame by calling on stage our esteemed jury members to share their views and experiences with us. So now I would like to request our jury member, Shri Dipankar Majumdar ji, to please come on the dais and express his views. Please, sir.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. And I'm absolutely delighted to be here. Thank you to Sanjay ji for giving me the opportunity to participate in this evaluation process, which has been going on for a month now, and it's extremely delightful to all of us jury members. My co-jury member, Dr. Bhardwaj and Happy Mukherjee ji, unfortunately are not here. For everybody, I would like to say, Dr. Bhardwaj is in Antarctica right now doing photography. Miss Mukherjee is also in Kolkata doing photography. So they are doing what they love. So I'm just filling in for them, right? And we as planners do make a lot of proposals, drawings, plans, policies, analysis. And ultimately, it's the people who evaluate what we have done with our cities or what we have visualized for our cities. And this photography competition is a celebration of more than 1,000 people who gave their inputs or gave their visual message to us on how they see the city as. So for us, it was a humbling experience and very challenging, I must say. Many times we requested Sanjay ji to expand the number of winners because it would have been unjustified to, keep out some absolutely scintillating images. So we started with, I think, 1,050 or 53 images to start off with. On the first evaluation, we removed about 400 images and then concentrated on about 600 plus images, narrowing them down ultimately to 66 winners or special mentions or commendable images. It was a Herculean task. Every participant who participated, winner, non-winner, commended, special mention winner, are absolutely amazing, and we simply acknowledge the beauty with which you have presented our cities to us, given us so many messages, given us so much insight on how you see the city that planners design today. So thank you so much once again to the organizing committee. Thank you so much to ITPI Regional Chapter here for organizing this beautiful event. More events like this should be forthcoming in the subsequent years because photography, with everybody having at least a mobile phone, is a powerful medium for everybody to see and record and express themselves on what they see around them. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much, sir.
और अब वो पल जिसका हम सभी को बहुत बेसब्री से इंतज़ार है, the announcement of the prizes of the photography competition.
I also request Chairman ITPI-HRC and Secretary HRC to present the awards to the winners and recognize the exceptional talent that we have with us today.
We would like to mention that we will begin the prize distribution by first announcing the 30 participants who have been selected by our jury members under the special mention awardees, followed by the 20 entries selected for highly recommended, and after that we will be announcing the category-wise winners of the competition.
So let's first begin with the special mention awardees. First, in the category of nature and wildlife in urban areas, we have Shantanu Bose, Sudeep Mehti, Barun Rajgaria, Rajat Yadav, Amit Vakil, Kishore Das, Priyanka Kataria, Shreyansh Kataria, again Sudeep. Then we have a category of urban morphology, life between buildings, Avinash Fadatre, Saurabh Chatterjee, Can we have Saurabh? Wait. He's representing all the special mention awardees here. Sushant with us, so I request Secretary HRC to please present award to Sushant.
Kataria in Nature and Wildlife Coordinator category. Dr. Mahesh K, again in the same category. Abhishek Vasa in Urban Planning and Human Rights category. We have Abhishek with us. Please have a round of Next we have Abhi Ghosh in Urban Ecology Life Between Buildings category. Next we have Rupinder Singh Chhabra, Harshit Somkumar. Please welcome Harshit. He's won the highly commendable category award in the Urban Morphology Life Between Buildings category. Next is Sandeep in People and Mobility category. Amit Vakil in People and Mobility category. Again we have Abhishek Banga in People and Mobility category. Second entry of Abhishek attaining this award of highly commendable.
This is second award. So
Congratulations, Abhishek. Next we have Suyash in Urban Planning and Human Rights category. Ajayveer Singh in People and Mobility. We welcome on stage Ajayveer Singh. Can we please have a round of applause? Next is Nitin Raj, again in the People and Mobility category. Saurabh Chatterjee in Build Heritage in Urban Context. Amit Vakil in Build Heritage in Urban Context. Santanu Bose, again in Build Heritage in Urban Context. Kishore Das in the same category. Anirudh Madhavan in Urban Planning and Human Rights. Please welcome Anirudh on stage. Thank you, Anirudh. Next is Indrani J. higher in the people and mobility category. Can we please have a round of applause for all those winners who could not be with us in person today as well?
So now we will begin with the award winners in the category of mobile medium. The winner at the third place is Diksha Das. We have Diksha with us. I request Chairman HRC to please present the award winner.
Can we congratulate her with a huge round of applause in the mobile category?
And this looks nothing less than an idea. Now the second position has been taken by Shri Anirudh. Let's have an applause for the winner in the mobile category is Avinash Padak. Do we have Avinash with us? Avinash Padakre is the winner in the mobile category. I think he's not present here, so let's give him an applause now. No, we have his photograph on this. This was
Next, we come exclusively to the student winners in each of the 5 categories. We begin with Rushikesh Krishna Kamble in the urban planning and human life category. In the urban morphology, life between buildings category, the award winner is Varun Singh.
Varun is here. Oh, all right. The special prize, Google.
Can we please have a round of applause? Thank you, Varun. Again, we have next, again in the people and mobility category, the award has again been won by Rushikesh Krishna Kamble, who is not with us today. Next, in the nature and wildlife in urban areas category, the award winner, the student award winner is Anubha Rao. We have us with her. We welcome you on stage. Congratulations, Anubha. urban context. The winner is Monojit Datta.
He's not here. So let's have an applause for him. Now let's move on to the overall category winners. For built heritage in urban context, the award goes to Abhishek Dasal. Here, so Abhishek, come on the stage once again.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today it's an overwhelming moment. As we celebrate Haryana Day, I can visualize in this room a moment of great celebration. We have celebrated through this competition the youth of not only Haryana, but of the country. What could have been a better celebration? So this is not only Incredible India, it is Rising India. It is also Sardar at 150, the movement that we need to put into our youth. Today is also a moment of another celebration. The celebration which was put forth by the young research scholars in this room. So I want to congratulate Sanjay ji, Chief Town Plan Sam, and everyone else in the team who have given an opportunity, a platform to once again the young planners to create with them ideas of what is really impinging upon our society today. The 4 verticals that were presented today, to me as an academician, are really the PowerPoints which India needs to talk about very seriously. Accessibility, climate change, heritage, and mobility. Not only in terms of speed and technology and GIS and IT and AI, but also what the last and the winning photograph shows. There is a need to be inclusive in mobility. You know, as a teacher, it is always very important to bring new thoughts onto the platform in the classroom. And with today's technology and with this medium, it is very difficult to face a student classroom. And today I'm facing a very learned classroom where there are practitioners, there are very senior urban planners, people who come with so much of knowledge. And I thank you, Sanjay ji, for giving me this platform. It is an honor, it is a moment of pride, and it has also opened new avenues for the knowledge that I will take back to my institute to collaborate with an institution such as the Town Planner and the ITPI Haryana chapter, where so much of work is going on. My congratulations to the Haryana ITPI chapter. I mean, this is truly an example of shining India. Coming back to the photography competition, congratulations to this jury to go through those 1,060, to bring it down to 600, and finally to 60, and finally to the winners. And then this photograph. And I also saw in the captions below, this is supported by a very important museum, the Government Museum and Art Gallery, Sector 10, Chandigarh. Which brings me back to a little story that I want to share with you. How did this museum come up? When we lost Lahore to Pakistan, it was Dr. M.S. Randhawa who was the chairman of the Refugee Rehabilitation Committee, set up in 1947. And it was he who was the brainchild for this museum. He was a collector of artworks. He was also the first chief commissioner of newly found capital project, Chandigarh. And he went to Pandit Nehru and said, in the first 5-year plan, which is focused on housing, the second one is on education, I want a parcel of land for this museum. It was a time when refugees had to be rehabilitated, but look at the vision of the man at that point of time. And this vision is what you and I enjoy today. I, as a school child in Chandigarh, used to have drawing competitions, and I would participate in them in the plaza of this museum, where this exhibition is going to be soon exhibited. And it was Dr. Randhawa's dream that this museum, because we had also got after partition, we had got those treasures from the Lahore Museum in this ratio of 60-40, and they were also transported and kept in Patiala till the time this museum was designed by Corbusier, and in 1968, the exhibits were brought here, and there is a special section called the M.S. Randhawa section and an M.S. Randhawa library, to which he bequeathed all his possessions, did not give them to his family, but gave them to his family of Chandigarh, and said, the museum is a vehicle of transmission of knowledge. And till date, government school children, other school children, come here in busloads and look at this museum. This is the legacy that we pass on to posterity. And till date, we remember. So today, when I was looking at these photographs, I was reminded again of Dr. M.S. Randhawa. Thank you very much for letting me have this honor. I wish all the participants to the photography competition and the organizers a very, very special thanks for actually creating something. Today you have created history. You have written on the page of Haryana's history a new chapter. And I hope each year we will have this competition. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Ma'am, we can't thank you enough for your beautiful and encouraging words. I'm sure each and every one of us present here is moved by the inspiring words of ma'am. Thank you once again, ma'am.
Now with this, it's time to officially open the photography exhibition, City Planning Through Your Lenses, in the rear side of this auditorium. So we have a exhibition of all the categories, all the winners who were mentioned. So, but before that, I would request all the esteemed guests to capture this amazing moment and join us here for a group photograph.
We request all our winners, participants, our dignitaries present with us, and all the reputed officials to please come forward for a group photograph.
All the winners who are present here, or the past participants, please come on the dais. And I also request all the dignitaries present here to please join us. I request all our super seniors sitting in the front rows to please join us. I also request Shri Pradeep Kapoor, President ITPI, to join us on the stage.
I request the cameraman to please propose an arrangement both on the stage and below the stage so that we can capture everyone together.
applause for this memorable photograph.